Okay, so we are now live. No, I don't want to join you group. You are not my friend or my fellow DJ. Let's make myself appear offline, because busy isn't enough of a hint. And then hide the chats. There we go. Right, so... Good evening, everyone. Tonight we're watching Cannon Fodder play Abusement Park. That is Abusement with an E in there. This is part of the AWP Amateur Watch project. We're going to be having a series of games in a more competitive way rather than just scrimming. And I'm joined tonight by Zulu of Unbind Charge. How you doing, Zulu?
Hello, everyone. I'm good, thank you.
So, what can we expect from this game?
Well, you'll probably be running Ryan's Aya, maybe some goats here. Looks like.
Yeah, it looks like they're both setting up for goats, with one going for the Ana and one going for the Moira. Is it much of a surprise to see Aki or Cthulhu on Ana?
Well, yeah, he does love his Lucio, so it's a pleasant change.
Well, yeah, with Hardy in the team, he doesn't necessarily need to be playing the Lucio, and it's kind of good for the team because then there'll be a little bit less feeding going on.
Yeah.
So, we see Abusement Park making their way around the right-hand side there, and it looks like they both went the same side, so they're going to be clashing into each other, although Abusement Park is hiding in a corner and not wanting to join in. But George has teased them out here, and now it's all broken loose. There are sleeps flying everywhere, and Rusty getting the most important pick there, taking out Eliana. With Adox taking down Rusty, that's even the score up a little bit, and it's going to mean that this fight's going to extend a little bit longer, because normally when you lose the Rhine Shield and a Goats comp, it rapidly falls apart. But now both teams have no Rhine Shield, it's even itself out. But Eliana is coming back now, both of them are coming back in almost identical timing. Boom! That is a very fast third shot, considering he only just got back to the fight. Eliana's only halfway there. Massive from Rusty. That could swing the fight more in their way, especially now that the Moira's down, although they have lost their Ana. But with that second healer gone, they're going to be out of commission here. Megan, or Herd of Sheep there, did drop her self-destruct in the back, but it was mostly zoning off people. It's managed to force people off, and the only person that was really left standing now is the Lucio, Harmless, who has just launched himself over the edge, and they're just teasing Red Knight, not letting him die. Ah, look at George. Lovely of him. It's nice not to tease a, I want to say 12-year-old?
Yeah, he's 12.
Well, that was a pretty massive fight there.
That was a huge shatter coming out from Rusty there.
Yeah, that really turned the fight into Cannon Fodder's way. And he's almost back up to another one. He's only 10% behind Eliana. But pretty much every other ult is on the board. As an anti came out but didn't get anything. Both both of the gravitons coming out there. Huge block there. Self-destruct is going to get anyone. It does get Rusty. They weren't able to capitalize on that huge self-destruct, huge earth shatter with that self-destruct. So that was huge. Again, the self-destruct just zones people out, but this time Megan, who's a professional, does manage to get two with her, so one on a D-mech. Bart goes down, and this fight's only a matter of time now before it's over. Red's desperately trying to get himself killed or another mech, although by getting into that mech, he has just fed over a load more ult charge. Not the brightest idea from the young prodigy, but yeah, really, really good work from Cannon Fodder here. Whew. So, who's been standing out to you here? Who's doing the most work, in your opinion?
For Rusty with that shot that made a huge impact, so for me right now it's probably Rusty.
Yep, Zulu does love to cheer on Daddy Rusty. So Graviton comes out, it's got 3 in it, it's pretty big. Is he going to be able to finish off? Eliana got anti-naded there and she was unable to do anything before getting annihilated. But in the meantime, Rusty and Dio go down, Cthulhu follows straight after, Megan's not going to be able to do anything there as the Baby Diva against 4 people. And she gets quickly finished off. So that's well done to manage to flip that point over and win that fight despite losing their main tank almost instantaneously. Massive graviton coming out from Cass. But it did cost them most of their ults. And
yeah,
Cannon Fodder were able to hold on to most of theirs. And
they have 4 ults coming up now.
Yeah, so here we go with the rally coming through. And Ellie and Rusty doing what all Ryans do, which is when they see each other, just charge straight at each other. But Ellie gets taken out first, and Adoxy goes down as well. Rusty going mad, taking down Bart. And there we go, that self-destruct came to nothing there from Red Knight. Cass does take out Aki though, that's massive, that's the main source of the team's healing. Graviton's out's only got Cass in it, but that's what they wanted. They've taken out that high charge Zarya. Ellie takes down 2 with that Graviton self-destruct, but Rusty comes up behind and puts down everyone that was left alive on the point there. Only Bart left and Brat left, sorry, and she's taken out fairly quickly. Red Knight managed to dodge over Rusty's charge as he just stands facing a wall in shame for missing that. So that was a pretty intense first round. Is that going to be shades of things to come?
I think so. If every fight goes like that, this will be easy for Cannon Fodder.
Yeah, they're a fairly experienced team at playing this GOATS. They're all quite good at it. But what can Abusement Park do to mix things up a bit and win this?
Well, I mean, every team's gonna go for the Orisa Hog, so they just kind of need to get the first pick, and that should be able to help them win their fight.
Yeah, like you say, only one of the teams has gone for the Orisa Hog though. Cannon Fodder have gone for sticking with the Diva, keeping Herd of Sheep or Megan on her default pick of Diva. George also coming out on the Mei. So generally you see this on the 3rd map of Nepal, but not so much on this particular one. Although her ult does cover the entire of the control point there, that's the word I was looking for. But massive boot coming in from a Dox there, taking off George. Thought they'd got Rusty as well, but he was able to stay safe. Ellie goes down, but Brat brings us straight back to life. But the pressure that Cannon Fodder's putting in here is just a little bit too much, and they're trying to play catch up. While that res was going on, people went down, and you know, Herd of Sheep does get demeched there by Ellie, but other than slowing things down a bit, it's not going to do much for them. George is coming out on the far now. He's switched off that Mei. Is that maybe because he's seen a Doxy come out and he's wanting to duel in the skies?
Yeah, well, George should be able to win that fight fairly easily if it's against a Doxy.
Do you not rate his far then?
I'd say he's a better Sombra, but I mean, he only one-trick Sombra, so.
Fair enough. Well, Adoxy gets first blood there. I know he had a pocket mercy, but he was able to win the fight. Cass does get taken down by Hardy, but is able to be rezzed up. Is that lack of a... Oh, nice work from Cthulhu and Rusty there. Is that lack of a mercy going to make a big difference? In your opinion?
Yes, I imagine so. Between the fires, that'll make a huge difference.
I suppose if he's getting pocketed by Harmless there, he's going to be alright, but... why is my ping all over the place? My ping's at 160 at the minute. What the hell's going on? Sorry about that. So, George has now switched over to the soldier. He's probably, like we said there, knowing that he's probably not going to win the fire duel, he's decided to switch over. They have all rotated around. I like that rotation. But Riptire comes through here. Is he going to be able to get them? Oh! Massive! Red Knight, you beauty! I've never found a 12-year-old sexy before, but there you go. Megan takes out Eliana there. But that's too little too late, I'm sure, because the rest of the team have just steamrolled her, and, you know, they've flipped that point. So, almost another 99 flip. So, So, our chat correspondent Zulu, is there anything being said? Have we got any viewers at the moment?
Yeah, we have, I believe, we have 5 so far.
Very nice, very nice. Anyone saying anything?
Caliburn wants you to call Bratcar Toffee baked potato. Apparently it's a direct translation.
Okay, not a problem. Well, they just completely gave up that point there, and despite losing the fight fairly quick, for some reason Abusement Park just let CF have it. And now there's no one contesting the point. Why aren't they getting on the point here? Come on, get on the point. They've managed to lose that fight somehow.
That was interesting from AP.
How did they lose that? They had like 5 ults.
That was poor coordination.
Oh my god. Unbelievable, Jeff. So we're going to get to see this from the young prodigy's perspective. Let's see what goes on. Boom! Lovely.
It was good work from Red Knight there.
Yep, and I like the fact that he didn't go for, you know, the... he didn't go for the spray and the... going for the tactical crouching. It was just straight back to business. Helped take down Rusty there. Straight into it.
Indeed.
Okay, so I think we're on a set number of maps here, aren't we? We're going to be on a set rotation.
Yes.
So what are we going to be playing? Was it the E? I can't find where it was announced. What would be? I can't see where it was going to be. What was being said about, but yeah, no, I know we're going to be on a set rotation of maps. It's going to start off on Nepal for all of these games. Then it's going to go on to whatever map we're just about to see.
I believe it's Skyer next, if I'm correct.
You are correct. Good lad. By the way, if anything gets said in the match chat that I need to be aware of, give me a heads up because I've got it hidden for the stream.
Yeah, sure thing. I'll be a chat correspondent.
Yeah. Right, so it doesn't look like we're having any switches up. We do have Bullet on the bench, along with... I'm not familiar with Law. Is this someone...
He's their coach, Abusement Park's coach.
And of course you've got Sky and Drunk Soup in the wings as well. Are they both Abusement Park players?
Sky's in Abusement Park A, and I'm not sure what Drunk Soup's doing.
He's
not too sure if he's in a team or not.
He's probably just watching for his own benefit.
Cheering on their fellow abusers.
Yeah. But no, excellent work coming out there from both teams. Although, I do think that having the better Rhine there and then Orisa was a bit of a deciding factor. Rusty came up absolutely huge on that first map. Whereas,
that shatter at the start completely turned over the game. Well, the starting match point for them anyway.
Yeah, and Aki coming out on the Anna on the first map, those anti-nades did have a massive impact as well. When they got grabbed, they were able to keep most of his team alive and keep them in the fight for a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, you know, nanos are always fun.
Everyone loves a nano.
Except for Reinhardt, who's just used up all his cooldowns.
Yeah, that's not fun. That's never fun.
I kind of want... You know how it now gives you that 300 extra HP? I kind of want it to give you your cooldowns back again, but it'd be so abusable.
That'd be so busted.
Yeah.
That would be so busted.
You throw out a fire strike, you charge, then you get nanoed, then you fire strike, then you charge.
To be fair, that'd be my wet dream.
Oh god, yeah. Oh. Or Zarya, bubble, nanoed,
Oh,
bubble,
God.
bubble. Yeah, no, that's way too broken. That's a stupid idea.
Yeah, we'll scrap that idea.
I really hope that no one from Blizzard heard that.
Oh my god.
So, what do you think we're likely to see come out here on Volskaya?
I imagine a Ryan Zaya, or maybe they could pull a defensive dive. That's sometimes optional, but usually I believe it's Ryan Zaya, for the most part anyway.
Yeah, because like you said, there are a couple different ways you can do this. You can go for the dive option. You can go for the Ryan Zara option. Although I prefer the Ryan Zara on the first point, I prefer the Diva and the Winston on the second.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I hate Rhining on the second point.
And in a match between, I think it was Cannon Fodder and Feel Unlucky that I casted midweek, I want to say. Something that I really, really like that Cannon Fodder do. They were playing on a Hollywood, they used Ryan Zara for the first point, they took it, and without any hesitation or fanning around with the fact that they had 60-70% towards their ult, they just went in, switched to the Winston Diva straight away. No hesitation. As soon as it unlocked, they were in that door, swapped characters and went off. It's so frustrating, as many people would know from their ranked games, when someone's holding on to a character that isn't working in a situation because they want to use that ultimate and get that ultimate. So it's something that I really like about the way Abusement Park plays, that they play for the character that's the most impactful, not playing around ultimates.
It looks like APP have brought out James R on the tank now. Oh no, they have 3 tanks in their lineup.
Do they?
Brought out Red Knight, yeah.
Ah, right. So James R, what does he tend to play? Don't think I've seen him before.
I'm pretty sure he's a tank flex, so I'm pretty sure they recently brought him into APB.
Okay, so we're probably going to see some form of triple tank or goats coming out?
Oh, Sim, and no, not Sim. Yeah, no, I don't know what they're playing.
Let me just check something. I know that they wanted me to have certain colours on things, but they've since changed that.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Do you want to just double check to see if Cannon Fodder are supposed to be pink or purple? From Rusty.
What do you mean? So
Yeah, just ask Rusty, are you supposed to be pink or purple?
Alright.
Right, so defensive-wise, they have come out with goats. No, offensive-wise, they are coming out with goats. Defensively, they've gone for that Hanzo and the Soldier, which we haven't seen a huge amount of. But with Abusement Park going around, taking up that high ground there, they've completely cleared that room in that mega health pack, with the whole of Cannon Fodder just hiding across on the opposite high ground. George has moved across this middle ground, and we've got the Battle of the Ryans now. Rusty's going to have to try hard, but he takes down a Doxy straight away. I was about to say, when Ryan's got his Squire on his side, massive from Dio, putting in all that damage on James R and Ellie to allow Rusty to finish him off there. Oh no, it was the other way around. Megan does take down James R, and Rusty finishing off Cass to finish it. Harmless did get the boop onto George there, so that was at least one kill out of that. And if they're quick, they might be able to get in before the Hanzo does come back from spawn. So
I'm not too sure why as goats they went up top there. That was a bit odd. I don't know why.
No, it does make sense. You know, you can go up those stairs and you're all in cover, so you're protecting yourself from any damage, and then you can clear off any high ground there. And it is only one of the high grounds, but clearing off one high ground is better than having a team on either side of you are just raining death from above with nothing you can do about it. At least when they're all on one side, your diva can, like James R is doing now, push up, and they've decided to go for the full wrap round and completely clear off that high ground, leaving Rusty and Megan feeling absolutely useless because there's nothing they can do. Aki is doing his best to sneak around, but Harmless knows where he is. I'm surprised he's managed to get out of here, but now they're trapped in amongst it. Ellie does take down Hardy, but Cthulhu finishes Ellie off with that shatter and that nano boost coming out onto Rusty there. He's doing a bit of damage, but George takes down Brat, and James R's trying to get himself killed off as quick as possible. As Harmless is just booping away as Rusty chases a Doxy up the stairs and finishes her off, chasing her into that dark alley. Sometimes how Cass takes out Aki, and James Osment, they're swinging this fight back in their direction. Great tank work coming out, and with Hardy and everyone on the opposite sides of Megan there, it's just Hardy left on the point now. It keeps confusing me because I'm glancing at the top, reading names and glancing at the thing, and the colours have switched. So I keep getting the things wrong. People think this colourblind setting's really good, but I absolutely hate it for casting. But that is a lot of ultimates on the side of what they call Abusement Park. They didn't use a single one there, but to be fair to them,
they used bomb, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they did, yes. But to be fair to them, Cannon Fodder have got all but the nano boost and the shatter, both of which are going to be building up fairly quickly the way things are going. James was slept there and he's got charged. Rusty might have gone a little bit too deep, but the whole team's pinned down in the corner there. The Dragons come through. Is it going to finish them off? No, the sound barrier comes out in time and Rusty has gone down. That is a massive blow. Megan is low on high on charge though. But with that grab and that sound barrier coming out, everyone survives. Unfortunately, that went on to Hardy there, that nano boost. I know Aki loves the nano boost, the Lucio's. Bart goes down, Rusty takes him out, but Dio goes down to James R. Well, Rusty is swinging for the fences there, trying to take out a Doxy, but the bubbles comes through and Cass is on such a ridiculous amount of charge. And boom, that self-destruct just clears the point. There was nothing they could do. Massive attack there. That was really quick on the second point.
It's good from Abusement Park there. They played very well.
Yeah, they definitely know what they're doing on Volskaya, don't they?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was unfortunate really that Rusty and Megan decided to stay on the ground on point A, knowing that they've got to contest the point. I feel like they might have been better off knowing that they were then on goats to getting ready for the next push, moving up to the same high ground as the rest of their team, or moving up to this high ground on the left hand side and contesting them coming through the door. Because when you start off on the low ground, you can't get to the high ground, but when you start on the high ground, you can drop. So it does look like Rusty's probably having a few words, because there was no messing around with different picks in the spawn room. They've all gone straight on to dive, so it's going to be fun seeing that classic bit of dive. I'm loving how Anna and Lucio are getting played so much more in this meta. Because both of them are so much more. I love the skill level it takes to play both of them. But interestingly, we're seeing the Orisa coming out from Eliana here.
Torb as well, that should spice things up.
Yeah, so this is the first time I've casted a game where Torb has been used since the rework, when it wasn't instantly just cancelled. So that's going to cause some issues for Dio and George, and stop Dio in particular being able to get away. But George straight down to half health there, and especially with a Doxy on that McCree, it's going to make diving this really hard. Little did they know, they've actually gone dives straight into an anti-dive comp, as they are coming up the top here, as everyone comes in.
Rusty!
Rusty! Oh no! Oh no!
That was just... Rusty, man.
That's not what we expect to see for an All-Stars main tank, is it?
That was awful.
He's obviously pissed off because it's switched over to Ryan. Oh, understandable. So they are switching up to a goats comp here. They've had enough of that. But if the Torp can stay alive here, I like the fact that Abusement Park can move across the opposite high ground here. They obviously checked their tab and saw that the goats was coming out, so they decided to put as much distance as possible to allow for a bit of push. Rusty's jumped straight off the high ground and decided to force them to come to him. And unfortunately that barrier has gone straight down. Somehow Aki managed to take out the Torb turret, and James R's gone down to contest the point, but he's just been annihilated because the rest of his team didn't go down with him. Doxy goes down because he did try, but now they're losing the point here. They've lost one tick. Nice work from Ellie getting that fortify on, allowing herself to stay a bit alive longer. Molten Core comes out. Great work. Takes down Herder Sheep straight away. He probably wanted to spray that a bit more thoroughly over the point rather than concentrating it so much in there. But as the Nano comes out, they're just able to clear off the last of those few players and now claim the point as Cthulhu is taking little pot shots at people across on the point B.
Yeah, they should have cycled their tanks trying to contest the point there. Just having James R dropping down by himself was ridiculously stupid.
I think, to be fair to them, he did get anti-naded, and Bart as the Mercy went down with him. But they managed to keep a hold of their ults. They didn't use any of them as it was coming into this, which has allowed Abusement Park to get some. Castleton wants to be careful here, and that's really, really good work for that first push. The most dangerous push in any match is always the first one, and just with Megan going down at the very end there, putting an end to that push as Cthulhu tries to run away successfully there. Really, really good hold, and Cass managed to build 60% to his first barrage. The problem that Goats now has, and that this comp has, if he's able to stay up into the air, the only person that can deal with him is Aki or Cthulhu on that Anna. And as you can see from this point of view, he's just able to rain down rockets on them. It doesn't look like he knows the tech to get himself a little bit higher in the air though, which, just for future reference for anyone who's watching and thinking of playing things, self-destruct comes out, doesn't get anything as James R gets back in the mech. Yep. Bought a little bit more time though. But yeah, as a Farah, if you shoot at the ground and jump, it will launch you exponentially higher into the air, allowing you to get a little bit higher and stay airborne almost indefinitely if you keep doing that. So, Nano Barrage comes out, and so does the Deadeye, although the Deadeye gets absolutely nothing. Self-destruct comes out from Megan. Massive! Oh my god, triple kill coming out there, including the D-Mech. Cass is out there, that's certainly one way to D-Mech. And then Bart goes to the dangerous res there, bringing her other half back from the grave there with the Arissa. Fortify's coming through, and he's able to stay alive for all that time. That's great work holding, and a lot of that is down to Bart. Herder Sheep does take down Ellie. They've delayed as long as possible as another barrage comes out, this time unsuccessful, and nano boosted. Nano boosted. What's the name? Brigitte! Bloody hell! That took me way too long. Oh my god, to come through with that. Oh, I'm really disappointed in myself as the May now comes out from Cass just to try and stall for as long as possible. They have only given up one tick so far, so this is brilliant work. As we've seen wholesale switches come across from most of the team. And the Mace.
This could be a big ult.
Just going out there. Rusty was able to block most of that off as Bart got self-killed straight away. That was an ill-advised Guardian Angel. Hardy is doing a good work, keeping himself alive here, because if he goes down, it's going to cause a lot of issues. Rusty completely controlling the space. James R self-destruct, doesn't manage to take anything out. Odoxy does take down Cthulhu. That was really important because he was just able to completely uncontested put damage on, as he's doing really, really good work staying alive on this Tracer. Dancing between 5 people, still alive somehow. Fantastic as the Hammond comes out. Finally he gets taken down. The Hammond's just spinning around doing what he can to not die, but he's getting really low. Oh, that sound barrier was just a little bit too late to keep the Lucio in the game. Oh, harmless, getting caught by Rusty's charge there. That was really unfortunate.
I've got to give it up to Abusement Park there. That contest was very good.
That was amazing work, keeping that going as long as they did there. And as you can see from the numbers there, 406 for Abusement Park to take the next, or start off next. We'll have to see if Cannon Fodder can pull something out the bag, because with only 1 minute and 42 seconds, this is going to be fairly tough. Although, to be fair, didn't Abusement Park just take the point in just over 1 minute and 42 seconds? Both points. No, it was a little bit longer than that, because otherwise it'd be up near the 6 minute mark. Right, so we've got Cannon Fodder coming straight out here with nope, that's not the defense. The colours are switched. I shouldn't keep falling for this. A Doxy and Cass coming out on the Junkrat and the Fodder for a bit of anti-goats loveliness. And Cannon Fodder getting themselves ready and spawn on a goats comp. Let's see who can do it better, goats or anti-goats. Now, Ellie and James are doing the smart thing of staying up on this high ground. I don't know if they're listening in, actually. They must have heard me say that's what I wanted Cannon Fodder to do in the first round. And let's see where they decide to go here. They do go for that high ground. That's good because that gives a lot of protection away for the Farah, but the Farah is able to rain down rockets there. Is she going to get anything? Those damage boosted rockets have not been successful. You know, Harmless is very brave staying that close to the fight. They didn't need to be, as a Doxy takes down the Brigitte, who I have managed to remember the name of, as Rusty goes down there, separated from the rest of his team and the healing. George decides enough is enough. He doesn't want to give over 400 health Volt Charge. And Hardy's going for the run. Cthulhu makes it out as well. That sleep dart was way off the mark.
I think Cannon Fodder are just going to get farmed by fire here. They need to switch it up.
And they have straight away switched it up. George has gone across the Widow, and Dio has moved across the Tracer, keeping the rest of their team on the same thing. Although a Herd of Sheep's moved. Was Herd of Sheep or Megan was? No, George was on the Zarya before. So here we go. Let's see what George is able to do. Let's see if he's got game. Oh, slept straight away as Doxy comes in and
huge pick.
Just mob style executes on the ground, and Harmless somehow falls off the edge. That's the danger of playing so close to it over there. But luckily for them, the rest of the team's just backing off and decide they don't want to give over ult charge to a Doxy. But
they really need to focus down that fire.
They've only got 7 seconds left. They're going to have to get in there now as Cass takes out Cthulhu straight away. Aki's not going to be in this fight. Barrage comes out. In comes the Riptire. Is he going to get anything? George does take down a Doxy, but with Rusty down and now George, it's just left to... Oh, Ellie takes down Megan there as Hardy managed to avoid that one quite handily. So did Dio. Dio is long for this world as he dies. And celebratory grav jets chucked out.
Yeah, they couldn't control fire that at all. Fire just had free reign over Cannon Fodder then.
See, a lot of people were saying that the Farah changes would make it less of an anti-goats pick. But I think the changes have actually made it bigger, because if you can get those direct rockets onto the spores, or even the splash damage from them, it still does a hell of a lot of damage. If you get the direct ones, it hits. And it does a lot of damage to those tanks, which are nice, easy targets, which make it even easier to farm up a barrage. Although, to be fair, you don't get splash damage onto other people. Yada yada, yeah, Quiggle, we get it. So, are we getting any abuse from the chat, or are they being quite civil today?
Incoming in 30
Well, Callie's correct in you saying splash damage and radius change for fire, dude. That doesn't work anymore. So there's that.
That's weird. There should be a delay on this, so we shouldn't have co-opted that yet. Oh no, I may have made a mistake with this.
Oh no, there's a delay.
Oh, okay, good.
attackers
Yeah, no, don't worry.
defend objective
Okay, so we've not quite had goats come out from Abusement Park here, 'cause they've kept the Farah, but George, what was he doing in there? He's been wiped out straight away, and now the supports are running for the hills. Dio did drop a health pack up there, but they've had to abandon that high ground. But they've now got Orion in their back line, and Herd of Sheep does take it down, making doing good work. But the rest of the team is on the point. James R takes down Hardy. That's really important. Herd of Sheep is dangerously low here. Really got to be careful now. Then she gets taken down. Dio to Amex James R. That's massive. But Cass able to keep alive, and she's on reasonably high charge. That Adoxy is just raining down damage as Dio's having to do what he can to run like hell, and Aki is just concentrating on staying alive himself. Now Ellie is back and Rusty's gone down. That is really unfortunate, and that's going to be the end of that. As just Hardy and Herd of Sheep come rushing back in. Are they going to be able to do anything? The Cass at that high charge, they're not going to last for long. There goes one as the other about to go down. George is able to dart around and keep things going, but is rapidly taken down by Bratz. Celebratory sound barrier there, and that's all she wrote. Abusement Park coming out with a big win there.
Played very well there, to be fair to them.
Yeah, they really must have been practicing and having a plan set up. Oh, it's Cass getting there far. Play the game. No one looking at him whatsoever. And
yeah, the fire just absolutely shut Cannon Fodder down.
Yeah, bless him. And yeah, poor Adoxy popped his dead eye thinking I'm gonna get player of the game here. This is gonna be huge. But no, all those kills were gone.
Nope. I thought this was going to be a fairly unbalanced game, but I have just been proved wrong.
You have indeed. So we might have a series on our hands. There's now one apiece coming into the halfway mark.
Also, they are meant to be pink. That's what Rusty just said to me.
Or when they switch attack and defense every map, or who attacks and who defends every map, it throws it out the window. So Cannon Fodder is supposed to be pink.
Yes.
Alright, so let's see who ends up on the defense, and I'll swap it, so hopefully it should be alright. Are they staying on defense first? It looks that way. I think, yeah, the rules of this are that the loser of the map gets to pick if they want to be attack or defense first. So Abusement Park obviously has to be on attack first on that last round, and now Cannon Fodder are, I believe, asking to be on defense first. So, who was most important to you in that last round?
It was probably whoever's playing fire at the time. I believe both Castleton and Adoxy were both on the fire equally. So, yeah.
It did seem to be the case, and George wasn't able to shut them down on the Widow for that short amount of time that he played it. And I think it was Dio came out on the Soldier there, wasn't it? For their second defense.
Yes.
Yeah, he spent so long worrying about the tanks and shooting tanks, he didn't seem to pay any attention at all to the Farah, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
So, we've got a swap coming out, or is that a disconnect? Who's that just left?
I think we could possibly see a map 5.
I think it's definitely on the cards.
100%.
Who's it that's just went down? 10-minute break. So, let's have a quick break ourselves and give ourselves a time to collect some thoughts. We'll be coming back to King's Row in about 10 minutes' time. And yeah, we shall see then.
halftime's over now, so.
Okay, no one gave me a heads up, but here we come back straight into it. All my audio is back on, game thing is showing.
I'm expecting to see some goats here.
Yeah, probably goats, but maybe, sorry, a bit of... Hanzo is always popular. Any kind of snipers are good on this first point.
Double snipers can be good.
You
know what they say? When in doubt, goats it out.
Yep. So, they're assembling their heroes. We will see what the defense are running in just a second. Okay, so... Cannon Fodder aren't coming out with goats at all. They're coming out with the McCree and the May. So that's going to be interesting, because George was fairly quick to switch off the May earlier. And we have Bullet in the team.
Bullet should make a big impact, because he is very good. Couldn't get my words out then. I only have 2 words to describe him.
He's very good.
I was in the middle of talking to my brother, so I can fully articulate a proper sentence.
Well, that's little fire strike went to nothing there, because we've got goats coming out from Abusement Park. Well, let's see what they're able to do here.
Goats fun.
Red Knight is antied, so he was just staying a bit safe there. Rusty's trying to take as much damage as possible. He's got that bubble on. But Ellie is really, really low when she charges in there. She was anti-naded, so there was nothing she could do to keep them alive, the supports. And is that James R going down? That is James R getting taken straight out of mech as the bullet is unleashed. Cass does take out Hardy though, but George has walled off everyone.
That was an amazing wall.
Getting off. And, ooh, Bullet. Spicy. He's been playing a lot of support lately, and he obviously wanted to show that he's still got it there, because... Jesus, 85% towards that Deadeye. That is great work.
It's nutty.
Yeah. So, let's try that again. Let's have a watch of Bullet here. Let's see what he does. He's playing on the low ground.
Need to get their diva to bail out the wall. Then they can properly push.
And hopefully eat that anti-nade. What they don't want is for their supports to get taken down there and split off away from them. But they are trying to clear off that high ground there to make sure that Aki can't have it. I don't know if he was up there, but he's definitely not now. Red Knight's lagging behind the team as they're going for the full wrap round. And we've had the team switch sides. So, where's Aki managed to get himself to? He's got himself right tucked up underneath thing there. Oh my god!
That's
Triple man shatter. Lovely! You beauty as the charge comes out from Ellie. But the bullet finishes them off there as Elliot and Harmless go down as Megan takes out Bratz. And finally the bullet finishes off James R. So, that was just 2 ults, the shatter and the nano boost there.
Nano.
That was really, really good work to not just bust out every ult they had in the bag.
See Rally coming out.
Yeah, we've got to have the rally come out and a massive anti-nade there. 4 people got antied there. And they're going for the opposite side now. Not letting Cannon Fodder know which way they're going to come from. Big grab there. Sound barrier comes out there and self-destructs. Doesn't get anything. George does take down Harmless.
A huge blizzard.
And yeah, blizzard with everyone trapped in that small amount of space. There was nothing they could do there. And that is the team wiped. And unfortunately, Cannon Fodder had been doing a really good job of building up those ults for getting ready for this climactic fight, and then they weren't able to win it. So now they've only got the shatter and a sound barrier almost there. So they're switching it up. Red Knight's moved across to the Genji. Cass is now on the Tracer, that's the word I'm looking for. Bart has moved across to Bart, sorry. I obviously meant baked potato. Moved across to Mercy, and they've just gone completely full dive. So I don't know how this is going to really benefit.
Choice for King's Row. Yes. very strange on King's Row.
Yeah, maybe just conceding that they can't play a better Ryan Zara than the other team, and so they've got to try and do something different. But the problem with the dive is you want to try and isolate, or the way that dive works is you want to try and isolate a member of the team and annihilate them. But with no one able to isolate because they're all clumped together, Bullet not getting anything there on that self-destruct and getting taken
Huge
down.
shatter.
Massive shatter, maybe pulling this fight back, and with your Winston frozen and unable to do anything, that's not going to help you. Ellie does take down Megan, but unfortunately Rusty was there to finish him off. But still just a bit embarrassing getting taken down by a Baby Diva, as Cass does what they can to try and stay alive. Harmless comes in now, but with that Blizzard, you can see that's covering such a huge amount of area. They're not going to be able to get onto the point in time. Bullet was able to flash, but not finish off Cass, as Cass finishes off Aki in the overtime, or the game over thing. Slow down. Just venting some frustration, maybe. So, full hold. Ouch, not a single tick.
Yeah, that's
This is going to be a quick game then. Because I would imagine we're going to have some goats come out. Unless Abusement Park can bring out the magic that they had in that second map on Volskaya and just completely annihilate these goats. This is going to go really bad.
yeah.
Yeah, and we've had the lovely and fragrant Caliburn point out that the maps are going to be at Nepal, Volskaya, Kings Row, Rialto, then Lijiang for a tiebreaker. So we're going to be soon on Rialto and then move maybe across to Lijiang if Abusement Park can do something special here.
Judging by the fact that Rialto is mainly a Ryan Zaya map and Cannon Fodder do have a better Ryan Zaya, chances are they won't maybe not be a fifth unless they can pull something here.
Yeah, yeah. Although this would just be a draw, so then we wouldn't be able to go to map 5. Which has just occurred to me. So we're definitely not going to go to Lijiang. Either this will be a draw and then we'll see what happens on thingamajig. Right, so George getting straight up onto that high ground there. That was very brave, getting right involved. But now that he's antied, he's absolutely buggered. He's managed to stay alive somehow. Amazing work staying alive through that. And James R now demeched as the Bullet, who is, of course, we're playing Goats. Cass is popping away shots there, but he's not able to do anything as James R and Red Knight both go down. Ellie needs to get down on that point. Ellie, get down on that point. Ellie, get down on that point. You're on that point. She's fortified. She's got a shield. But Cass dropped down as well, unfortunately, and was then just taken out. Bart is doing good work staying alive, and unfortunately I spoke too soon, and that's her dead. That's the end of that map.
GG's.
Yeah, no, that was brutal. So, this was that fantastic play on the first
Well
push,
deserved.
I think. No, it wasn't. Second push. Nice, nice. Nice. Tasty. Come on, get killed. Oh,
Popping
lovely.
hands for days.
Ah, he's just...
He's too good.
Yeah.
He's too good.
Obviously hasn't lost anything in his time playing Anna. Although I did notice the other day in a game he was playing as Anna, he was shooting people in the head to heal them. Yeah, I would like to see that as a mechanic, you know, when you shoot someone in the head with Anna, it gives extra healing.
Or it could give them an instant nano boost. You know, that's definitely not busted.
No, yeah. Or, you know, like Molten Core's now an E ability, you can make it a bit like that.
Oh, God.
Right, so, we're going to be going across to Rialto now. We've seen when it comes down to Rhine versus Rhine that Rusty does seem to have the edge, which you would expect from the best main tank EU, who was playing in the All-Stars game. But Ellie has been holding her own in that Volskaya map. Let's see.
Yeah.
Red Knight has been taken out now, and a Dox has been brought back in. But Bullet is staying in for Dio. So let's see what happens. They're having just a quick little chat and seeing how they're doing. So, yeah, Rialto, probably going to be Ryan Zarya, especially for the first point, and no, basically all of it is Ryan Zarya. But we will see a bit of Farah, and we have seen Abusement Park bringing out the Farah to better effect than Cannon Fodder have. But now you've got the Bullet in the game, who is a much better projectile DPS than he is a hit scan DPS.
Yes.
And he's a pretty good hit scan DPS. So, you know, even if it comes to it, he's the AWP EU Widow champion. So he can always switch across to that and plink any pesky varmints out the sky.
I think as long as if the fire does come out, as long as either team can deal with it, or like whichever way, it should make this a more fair matchup.
Maybe a bit of nepotism coming out from Cali there, saying that CF just did to AP what we did to CF. So there was a scrim between Cannon Fodder and Unbind Charge, who's going to be in our second game of the evening on Friday night. And
yes, Friday night.
You were just telling me off the stream that you full held them.
Yeah, we did 4-0 them.
Was it a similar setup to what Cannon Fodder ran just then?
Just giving away strats. Can't be doing that. Can't be doing that on screen.
Okay, not a problem.
But it wasn't the same. It wasn't the same one they were just using there.
Okay.
But it was different.
What we're waiting on? Is there anyone saying anything in the match chat?
No, it's mainly Cali just rambling.
No, the match chat.
Oh, match chat. No. Red Knight's talking about his rock collection. Oh wait, no, never mind.
I believe they're called minerals.
Oh no, he said rock. He said I have a large rock collection, like a collection of large rocks. Quote unquote, Red Knight.
Is it his WWE collection? Bumps.
I'm not even gonna. No.
Alright, so here we go, leading into Rialto. So, wonder what this is going to bring. I'm really liking this. I think this is my favourite of the new maps. I definitely prefer it to Busan.
I gotta disagree with you that one there.
Really?
Actually, I mean, I do like Busan Mecha Base. Oh, we got a lever.
Yeah, we just had Megan drop out of the server.
Nah, but I do like Busan Downtown and Mecha Base, but the third one, I don't know the name to it, it's pretty trash.
The Shrine one.
Yes, that one indeed.
See, I just don't. I don't know if it's just because I've only had one good game on it, to be fair, which was the first game in a long while, if not the first game I ever had the card for MVP most loads of time on fire. I think I had 60% of time on fire as Ryan. But I think it's just because I can't. We're dropping out to the lobby now. I don't know if it's just because I haven't managed to get the whole teamwork and coordination to do it in the right way. I know for Mecha Base, it's the most important thing, which a lot of people forget, is to take control of that high ground straight away.
Yeah.
And with Downtown, it just comes down to whoever's got the best long-range DPS, because you can get annihilated on 99% of that map by a good Widowmaker.
Just saying about Rialto though, I just don't like. I don't know. First point does annoy me a lot.
I'm
some
surprised at that
reason.
because as a Rhine main, it's a Rhine map, and there's so much that he can do on there. You've got long avenues where you can just get fat shatters, and it's a Zarya map, so you've got that in support. Oh, we've had another dropout.
Yeah, but my shatters are awful.
True, that's because you're not very good at the game.
Yeah, I can't dispute that. I will not deny that.
So we've got Megan back, but we've since lost Bullet. So do we think this is maybe Abusement Park, thinking that they're not going to win this? So just
They called in the hackers.
yeah, they've messaged Anon and got them to help out. Bullet is back. Here we go.
Welcome to Rialto.
Right, so what are we going to be running here?
I think
So-
George, Kim. Oh, never mind. They're all loaded in now.
So we are seeing the Bullet Widowmaker coming out, and the George Henzo, along
That's
with
gonna be
Ryan
dirty.
Zara. Hardy's going to be looking for some fat boops on that bridge. But it remains to be seen, because you never trust what the attacking team is going to run until they step out of the door.
What's the score now? Is it 1-1 or
2-1.
2-1?
So yeah,
2-1.
When I said it's not possible to go to a map 5, it now is. It was not possible to go to a map 5 if it was a draw.
Right.
So Abusement Park do have the capabilities of winning this. It just depends on what they bust out. I don't know.
I'd like
if
to see a
going for
map 5.
I would, yeah. It's been a very back and forth game here. You know, it's been
Indeed.
win one, lose one, win one, lose one. But I don't think that the 6 support strat that they're playing around with and the thing's going to work. No,
They're going for standard Brian Zaya.
no, they've gone goats.
Oh. Go. When in doubt, go it out.
Yep, they've got the goats with the Anna. So let's see what Bullet and George are able to do to pick this apart. So, Hardy's not really positioned himself for any boops. Yeah, that I can see. No, he's hanging around behind his tanks. So he's just letting them have that bridge. And George is raining down death from above, but not able to do anything with it, as the rest of his team backs off and moves to the corner there. Bullet is just stood out in the open, trying to bait people into diving onto him. And Rusty does take down Harmless. That's big. There's no speed boosting it out now. The charge doesn't get anything, but whoa, there we go. Bullet popping off. George takes down Bart as well in the meantime. And James is now antied. He's going to be lucky to get out with his mech still intact. There you go. Taken out by George at the end there as he pushes up to make sure that he doesn't make it out. And he's throwing himself over the edge to get that mech back as quick as possible. Oh, moly, I've gone up to 300 ping.
Oof.
Okay, it's dropped back down to normal levels now.
I think what they got to do here is either Ellie's got a hard chat at the choke just to give them the space they need to get to the Bullet and George, or they just switch it up a bit.
But Rusty was the only one with a shatter. He does take down James R straight away. Doxy gets taken out by Rusty as well, as Rusty just pushes through but gets taken out by Ellie. Ellie gets booped over the edge though, as Cass returns the favour onto Hardy. Megan gets taken down by Harmless as well. They are managing to pull this back as Cass takes down George. Cthulhu is trying to run away and save his own skin here. He does throw himself a little a nade there. And now with Big Daddy Rusty coming back, they are backing off and giving up the space. Bullet stayed out of harm's way for all that. Doxy wants to be careful here. Ooh, Cass has got themselves dangerously trapped in with a lot of tanks that are pretty angry with him. Grab
Huge
comes
grab.
out. Nice nano boost going on to Megan. Ellie takes down 2 though. The supports, that's going to be really important. George takes down Harps in the meantime. And Rusty was soon followed before taking down Doxy. The bullet is doing its best to pick away, but George dies somehow. Doesn't show who killed him. So I don't know if he fell over the edge there or
Probably just jumped off.
He probably shouldn't have, because, you know, they could maybe have gotten back beforehand. But James has thrown himself into the lovely and serene canals of Rialto here to allow himself to get a mech back as quick as possible. That was a really good push, especially considering how it started with that shatter. That was the before. But anyway, oh, Ellie caught in the air there. Does manage to survive it though, with James R creating some space for that self-destruct. Excellent support work there. Shatter going to nothing there from Ellie, both of them charging at each other, stopping it. Dragons come through, doesn't take down anyone, but George had taken down Bart just beforehand. Not Bart, Brat. German potato soup. Bullet taken down Harmless, and he's now switched across to that Junkrat, and Ellie as well. And a nano boosted Rusty takes down Cass. And that's the end of that. James gets taken down by Bullet with a little concussion mine, blurred him off the side of the map. Although I would imagine that he was going to try and get off the map anyway. Let's tune into George for a little bit and have a look to see how he's doing. He's mostly running away. That's the wrong person to try and pick for. Nice little dink there onto Cass, but anti-nades on Hardy. He's got to be careful now because Grav comes out. There's 4 people in it, 5 people in it. Wasn't able to finish it off though, and Rusty Shatter comes out and goes to nothing as Ellie takes him down. Cthulhu is antied. He's on 1 health. He's got to be really, really careful, and he just threw his nade at himself a little bit too early there. Both teams are out there runs as Doxy gets in the back line and takes down Hardy. James takes down Cthulhu after Cthulhu kills off Harley, and then James takes down Bullet. James is coming up huge for them this game. And then you've got George there running away, and he has thrown himself into the water. And there we go, that's the point over. And Cass is just sort of poking away, trying to build up towards that next grab. He is at 75% already, and Megan hasn't even managed to build her next one yet. So this is really, really good work coming out from Cass. His Bullet brings out that tire, which doesn't get anything. I think Cass managed to think himself in time. Shatter comes out from Ellie. I've managed to go through the door and block my view of that. Shatter oh! That self-destruct, James! Oh, James making himself a strong contender for the Abusement Park MVP. And they're going to have to rush here. But Harmless is going back to bring his other 2 tanks back from the little spawn for him quick enough. As James just stays on that point and keeps it moving up. Doxy's been antied and he's getting low. He wasn't able to survive that because he didn't have, he couldn't get any healing. And the rest of the team's just been picked apart after that brilliant grab coming out from Megan. Cthulhu even getting his name on the board with a cheeky little anti-nade on Ellie to finish her. And Dox is just sort of moving up here, having a little look-see. And George has managed to build himself 40% of the way to a Blizzard on that May with a quick switch. But other than Bullet and Rusty, they don't have any ults, and they're looking down the barrel of a Grav, Nano, and Sound Barrier. So, Abusement Park just going up the stairs there, trying to avoid all this low ground, and choke by giving himself more choke. And James almost managed to make it back out there before getting slept and almost frozen. They have managed to make it out, but Ellie's got to be careful. They're anti-seed, so is Cass. Cass is really low. Shatter goes to nothing there. Great block from George, blocking his own team's Shatter off. Megan does take down Ellie, as Rusty got antied there, and then instantly anti-nanny. Antied? Oh yeah, the bubbles coming out from Megan, doing good work. Cass is really high charge, but backing off. He wants to try and keep that charge for as long as possible. But George has frozen him and blocks him off. The charge comes out, and it wasn't even able to kill him. Rusty's got himself dangerously far forward here because that charge went awry. The rest of the team is pushing up here to try and join him and keep him alive. But Bart's gone down. Adoxy's been taken down by Rusty. And now he's charging back to safety and the rest of his team. That was seriously good from Cannon Fodder there. Both capitalising on Rusty's, maybe you could call it a misplay, charging in that deep. But also building up to a hell of a lot of ults. Yeah, it's obviously been watching your VODs and going, I can do that. But we have got a lot of ults on board. Bullet brings out this Riptile. Let's see what he's able to do with it. No, just missed. And self-destruct takes him down. They've traded kills with each other as the Shatter comes through. Nice work. And also the Blizzard. There's only 7 seconds left, so this is do or die. And it's going to be die because Abusement Park aren't going to be able to get anyone on the point here. And that's going to be the end of that. Cass was way too far away to help. So, you know, this is no guaranteed thing. We see a lot of teams get full held on this map. We see a lot of first point holds, or even second point holds. There are no guarantees on Rialto. So, this is still very winnable for Abusement Park. It's just a matter to see what they come out with. So, who stands out to you as the most important players in that last round?
Rusty was going big on the Rhine, and for Abusement Park, I'd probably say James I was doing work on the Diva.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. James R was able to stay alive a lot of the time and keep that mech alive. And his self-destructs were massive. Even just the zoning ones to keep his team alive and keep a push alive were making a huge impact. So, they are coming out with a Goat's defense.
Oh, great.
So,
Love Goats.
Yeah.
Goats is so fun to watch.
Yep, it does make it difficult. I mean, I try not to, when I'm doing the spectating, do too much first-person view because it's very hard to try and see what's going on and do the play-by-play from a first-person perspective. But Goats does make that easier. Now, Bullet and George are coming out on the Shimada Bros, but the rest of it is pretty much standard from what we've seen so far. So, we know Bullet can play Hanzo. I don't think I've seen George's Genji before. And the team are just hiding out. Bullet went to scope out the location of the team, but
Jumping strong cart.
And Rusty's away from the team and separated. He does get the charge onto Ellie there, and with that, Ellie does manage to get Hardy, but he was anti-naded, so it was only a matter of time before she went down. Rusty finished him off there and took out Adoxy, and this Goat's comp has gone all to hell. Harmless does take down George in the meantime, but Rusty's just free to swing at people. Someone's been slept there, Cass over there, and the Bullet takes out James R's mech, Cass, and someone just pulled out.
It's a bit messy from Abusement Park. As soon as they jumped out, the team just split. Half of them went off to one target, the other half went to another. It could have worked if they had their target focus.
Yeah, if their target selection had been a little bit better, that could have gone their way, but unfortunately it didn't. But the benefit of having such an early contest is that they've got lots of room here to try and get back in here. That sleep dart was missed there from Aki, and oh! 4 people down there. Dragons come through, clearing off the scraps. That's the end of this. That is definitely the first point taken. And James R got away from that, but got killed at the last second. They are all coming out of spawn now, 4 of them, but only George is going to try and contest them. They're coming back out to try and contest straight away, but it's a bit ill-advised because it's a full team against 4.
That was a massive pin.
Yep. Now they don't have the speed boost to get the rest of the team away, but Cass does take down Bullet. And James is scaring off George here, who's getting sucked by that old Scottish lady, Moira. He did get taken down at the end by Cass. But Rusty again. Oh, Ellie, keep that shield up, love. Cass is sleeping on the job as well. No one able to finish him off. Maybe Rusty was waiting for his charge cooldown to come off. And still managing to keep him alive. Big grab there. 4 in them, double grab. Yeah, self-destruct goes to nothing. And George in the meantime was able to pick up 2. 3.
George going big on the blade.
Yep, lovely, as Rusty cleans up the scraps and the Nano had gone on to him rather than on the Blade and Genji. Interesting choice, Aki, but I'm not going to question you. Now, that does leave them with a few less ults. They've only got the Sound Barrier and the Dragons. The Dragons are going to be really helpful at this next choke because they can just shoot it straight at it and stop the team getting in there, which Bullet is lining himself up to do. Shatter comes out, gets nothing. Adoxy takes down Cthulhu, who switched over to Hanzo, and Rusty does take down Ellie. The Dragons got absolutely nothing but space. But with no main tank, they're doing a good job of shuffling them back. Shatter comes out, takes down both of the supports, able to clean them up nicely there. Cass does take down Rusty, and Bullet's taking out James R. And Shimada Brothers clearing up the last of that as Ellie's just flailing around like a giant German. I don't know if it's
sausage.
Correct,
We'll go with that.
spastic, but I'll say it. And the Doxy gets chased down at the very end there. So, yeah, really big work. Now, unfortunately, we did manage to get most of the way into the buildings. This is still holdable, but it's 4 minutes 20 at Abusement Park. We've got to try and hold on here, and with Cass going down straight away, it's going to be a difficult challenge. That's going to be a big problem again in the Rhine v Rhine with no Zarya. Dragons come out, separate the team. They're not capitalising on it, though. Hardy and George were separated. But it has given enough time for everyone to get in. Self-destruct comes out, doesn't manage to get anything, but he managed to get back into the mech safe as the Dragons come out, clears off any supports, but there's no one in the way there. George, in the meantime, takes down Ellie, and then D-Mex James R. doing big work on that Genji. I don't know why I ever doubted him. But the Bullet takes down Adoxy, showing him who the true Hanzo is. Then taking out Brat. James R does use his Baby Diva effectively to finish off George and say, I'm fed up of your D-meching me. Don't you know how much these giant mechs cost? And Nano Boost and Shatter come out from Rusty there. He is just crushing that fight. And that is going to be the end of that as Brat tries to use that coalescence, but unfortunately he was too close to the team and got annihilated. Cass comes out on the Genji and Adoxy comes out on the Tracer, but they're both eliminated in quick succession. Harmless doing a good job stalling there though, as James R comes out on the Hammond. Clears off most of the team, but that pile driver didn't go to a lot. Dragons come out, eaten by Ellie on the Diva. Amazing work there. Does get D-mech'd in the meantime as George comes out on another Genji blade. Is he going to do anything with it? Another blade coming out from Cass, but he gets taken out by George. Both DPS down. Grav comes out, doesn't get a lot. Harmless is doing good work staying alive as James R's been antsied. He's not going to stay alive for much longer like that. And that's the end of that. Amazing work from Abusement Park, stalling that for as long as they did. I can definitely say they're the kings of stall. But unfortunately that was always going to be a losing fight without managing to kill anyone. Let's see which of the Nano Shatters this one was. Oh, that's unfortunate. Massive. Absolutely massive. Whew. So you'll notice quite a lot of similarities there between Cthulhu's kill participation and Rusty's kill participation. There was a lot of time spent by Aki keeping Rusty alive there, and it really showed and paid off, having that Anna constantly pumping the Rhine full of healing darts and keeping him alive.
I think my whole mic just cut out then.
Yeah, I couldn't hear anything from you.
Oh, that's great. I'll take it there.
So what was it you wanted to say?
What'd you say, sorry?
I said, what was it you wanted to say, but the mic didn't hear?
Oh, I was just sort of doing my I didn't say anything special, so that's good, I suppose.
Fair enough. So, at the end of that full match series, it went 3-1 to Cannon Fodder. In the end, we didn't get that fifth map, but it was a good showing from Abusement Park, and they did do some really good play. So
they did well, to be fair to them.
Thank you for both teams for putting on a great show for us. But who was your MVP? for that whole series?
Oh, this is a tricky one. No one really like. There were people that stood out to me in different games, but like in the whole series itself, there's there's no one person who shone. But if I was to pick someone, it would probably be Rusty because of his fat shatters he pulled all the time.
Well, I would say that my personal MVP for that was someone who appeared to be quite quiet, but was doing a lot of work quietly in Aki.
Yeah.
Because he kept Rusty alive for almost that entire game, or almost the entire series. The only times that Rusty went down was when it was completely out of his power to protect him. And his nanos were on point. He only got one boostio, which is a rarity for Aki. He's quite the fan of the nano boosted Lucio.
Yeah, he does love his boostio.
So shall we try and get Rusty and Aki into here to have a post-match interview?
Let's.
Okay. Let's. Okay. Let's. Rusty. Right, if we transfer over to EU Game Room 1 for a second.
Yep. Just give me a second, I'll be back in a couple seconds.
Not a problem.
Yeah, thank you. Hola.
Hola! So, we have a double MVP because we couldn't decide between you and Rusty.
That's sick.
Because I thought that you could not have one working without the other. And
I think that's very true, yeah.
you know, you did great work keeping him alive for as long as you did. And there wasn't many times where he went down where you could have saved him, but you didn't. So that was why
I'm
my
back
vote
now,
was for
sorry
you.
about that.
My vote was for you. Rusty's was, of course, for the main tank.
Main tank solidarity.
Damn right.
No, we did a good job, Aki.
Yeah.
And we only saw one instance of the boostio from you.
Oh, that was a mistake. I tried to get my nano off because I was getting dove by the Zarya, and I knew no one could save me because she was so high charge. Because you can DM her beam or something, so I just tried to nano anyone, just so for that added pressure.
Yeah. Well, fair enough.
Oh no, actually we got two. One was on Volskaya too, and that one was on purpose because I wanted to save him.
Ah, fair enough. I didn't notice the one on Volskaya.
Yeah, that was a bit hectic though.
But excellent work. And how did you feel that game went?
I think it was pretty good. We recently got a new coach, and in following that, we really improved a lot, especially our comms. So it was a lot more organized than before, and things like peel, and pushing, and planning the fights out worked way better than before. Like if you notice that last push on Rialto, when the Genji was behind, literally the entire team turned around to save the backline, which was really, really nice.
You've got to love it as a support when your team actually protects you.
It's awesome.
Yeah, and I noticed on Volskaya that you kept alive for a hell of a lot of time on your point B push when Abusement Park were doing amazing work stalling. That was...
Oh, that stall, dude. I died 2 times during that stall, and I came back both times.
Yeah,
I think that one is more on Hardy, though, to be honest, because he was on the point the whole time. got a lot of healing.
Yeah, no, I just I only noticed you go down the one time when I think it was a Doxy busted out the tracer.
Oh yeah, that was sick though. That was a sick one clip. I watched that. I couldn't watch it, but I watched her coming onto me.
Ah, did you have kill cams disabled for this?
Yeah, because else you could just spy on the enemy ult charge, and that's not really cool.
Ah, fair enough. I didn't realise that was one of the rules for this tournament play. So Rusty doesn't feel like joining us, apparently.
He said he would drag me along, but, well, I guess he doesn't.
Get him in here.
Yeah, get him in here. His protection was amazing, to be honest. Just gotta say it.
Yeah, no, definitely in the Battle of the Rhines, he was coming out on top quite a lot of the time. Some of those shatters, it was like, how the hell did you just pull that off? Like that.
Yeah, he
final
wins so
play of the
many.
game. Oh,
Yeah.
they were huge.
The main tank didn't like shielding.
You know his main tank, right?
Hello. I'm here
Hello, you've joined us. So, yeah, no, we've had a double MVP. Because obviously Rusty with the main tank solidarity couldn't say no to Daddy Rusty. And I said that, Rusty was able to do as much as he was because he was kept alive so well by Aki, and Aki had a great game. I didn't see you once feed, which is the first time I've ever seen.
I have to admit, I did once. I have to admit it. When on King's Row, when they were switching to dive, their first dive on us, their monkey with the Mercy went around the back. And when the monkey jumped over me, I pushed back and then saw the Mercy was right in my face. I tried to duel her for a few seconds, but then I just remembered that I shouldn't feed and just went back to my team. But I did duel her for a few seconds.
We've each got a mantra that we're chanting in our heads at all times. Like his is don't feed, mine is don't charge, which I admit got the better of me at some points in this game.
Yeah.
To be fair, there was
Okay.
only one wayward charge and only one Zulu charge, which was at the end there where on Rialto you managed to push right the way up down the ramp.
Oh, yeah.
I'll admit, I myself don't understand how that geometry of that charge worked because it took me by surprise to suddenly find myself in their spawn doors.
Yeah. But it was excellent work from the rest of Cannon Fodder there, just rushing up to join you and making sure that you were kept alive.
Yeah, it was a scary moment when a Brigitte and a Lucio were walking towards you trying to boot you into the canals of Venice. You'll also notice the one time the fight we lost on point A, which lost us the point A defense, I think, is when we all forgot where a key was and decided to go and take a fight out of line of sight of all of our healing. Which I think is further evidence of how key he was, to this victory.
Oh, I already mentioned it before, but I really have to admit that most of it was really your protection. All of the team's protection, to be honest. Because the peel was just
we've been
amazing.
working on a key calling for Peel as well, which has helped. Had some fantastic Peel from Hardy and from our DPS to keep him alive, so he doesn't have to land the sleep on the Genji. He can just rely on teamwork and cooperation.
Yeah, no, something to bear in mind in your ranked games is when you're calling I need help, please say your character's name because it helps so very much. Most of the time you don't know who it is that's talking.
Yep.
Who am I peeling for?
Yeah, who's it that's screaming for help? I need to know. But obviously in this sort of team environment, Aki's voice does tend to stand out a little bit, I'd imagine.
Yeah, as the one non-Brit on our team, he's.
Oh yeah, we have Fluffy too.
We have Fluffy. She
She's
wasn't
not
playing.
playing that very often.
Yeah, so you've got the I believe it's a German import.
Yes, I am German.
Yeah, so obviously exporting more than just good beer.
Beer and anti-nades.
So here's my Germany fact. The most widespread cuisine in the world is German. Do you know what it is?
What? I want to say the hamburger, but
Yep, the hamburger and
Oh, yeah, right.
hot dogs.
Oh shit!
No, Frankfurter. Hamburger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so obviously they became
Yeah, you're
big
right.
in
I
America
have a lot of
because there's a
respect
lot
for
of
the Germans.
Germans immigrated to America in its early days. And when burgers became so big in America, obviously they became big in the rest of the world because McDonald's and stuff.
Yeah.
And so yeah, there's my fact about Germany.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, I visited America recently, and I have to admit, on most occasions, their hot dogs are way better than ours, but our burgers are still the better ones. I have to admit.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So it's like 50-50. Both of them have very good stuff.
But you crush them on the beer front, so you know.
Yeah, well, that's not too hard with American beer too.
So, coming up in the next game. Oh, is there anything that you wanted to say about Abusement Park? Anything you were really impressed with or surprised by that they did? That you were like, damn, they smashed us with that.
They smashed us on Volskaya.
Oh yeah, that was
Like, yeah, very, very impressed
Yeah,
by
that
their
fire
Volskaya.
just decimated you.
It absolutely did, yeah. They were just incredibly coordinated, really seemed to know what they were doing. I think we got split a bit. Their Farah had some like excellent boops that really split our team in half, and they capitalised on it really well. That was
especially
brilliant.
that May pick in the beginning on that last.
Yeah,
was really
that was
good.
devastating. That was devastating.
And speaking of Volskaya, is there anything you want to say about your Winston leap?
No comment. I think it's the official response to that.
I just missed catching it. I was just like, I was
caught
panning
it. That
across,
was-
and
You
then I
missed
just
catching
saw
what?
the
Sorry,
death.
I don't remember anything happening.
No,
I remember playing Winston actually.
Yeah, no. It didn't last long, did it?
That was the fastest call for out that I've ever witnessed on this team.
To be fair, that was something that your team was really good at this game, was when the fight was lost, you were just getting out of there and just going, nah, let's not give ult charge. You were chucking yourselves off the map well and managing to escape. In your opinion, who is the MVP on Abusement Park?
Oh man, it's hard to remember their names in the midst of the fight because I'll just be yelling Reinhardt, Reinhardt, Reinhardt. But I think it's got to go. I think Castleton was the Farah.
Both Castleton and Adoxy played Farah on Volskaya
okay.
anyway.
Yeah, they
Yeah, I
saw
was going to say I wasn't keeping track of who was playing what at various
Who was
times.
playing
but-
their Zarya? Because their Zarya did a great job at flanking me when the rest of the team was. Yeah,
Yeah, that was Cass.
for me it is definitely Cass, because Cass really pushed me when the rest of the team was going to point. And yeah.
Okay, well, thanks for
Also, whoever was playing D.Va seemed to get a weird amount of work done as Baby D.Va,
Oh yeah, that's true.
which
in the later
caught us by
games-
surprise a few times. When there was just a Baby D.Va in our backline at the end of a fight and would kill our Genji or our Ana.
It does a
But they got
surprising amount
Hanzo.
of damage. Yeah,
It
that
really
was
does. Yeah,
James
don't
R.
underestimate James R. I think James
In
R.
King's Row, there was a mini diva behind us, which screamed at me to turn around and kill her. Which got screamed at me, and then I turned around and killed her, and then I got blamed of feeding. It was very sad.
That's the thing. Once you've made a reputation, once you've made. A
Well,
name
it's
for
true.
yourself,
Yeah, that's true. I
keep
don't
feeding.
say it's undeserved.
Is that why we
It's
didn't
undeserved.
see any of Aki's famous
Oh god,
Lucio?
I'm taking the wrong.
No, I think just that Hardy feels less comfortable on Ana and, well, my newly Moira, and picked her up newly. So I think that's more that he's way more comfortable on Mercy, though, than me.
Also, Hardy's role in the team is been transitioning towards more shot calling and ult tracking, which is certainly a lot easier to do on Lucio. So we've
Oh, yeah, that's true, yeah.
Yeah, it
trying
does
to get
help being
more
able to
Lucio
like
close.
switch to the speed as you're saying, right, move in, move in, move in now.
Yep.
yeah. But yeah, God, feel a bit scatterbrained after doing that, and I've got to get ready to cast the next one in 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah, that's true. You've cast it.
Yeah.
And
So tune in to twitch.tv/amateurwatch because I now actually know the password.
Wonder_source.
But I've got the password for the official
Oh,
one
you
now,
got the password
so,
now.
yeah, everyone can move over in a moment.
EU production.
Well, to be fair, it's the NA Productions' fault because they changed the
Them
password on
pesky
it.
MA. Them pesky NAs.
Yep. Ruining our games yet again. Not just because they picked Torbjorn and make us quit a map.
Yeah, I was actually surprised that no one picked Torbjorn. I mean,
They
we
did.
decided
They
on it
defended
before.
Volskaya.
Oh yeah, that was true. I'm sorry. That
That
was just one map
Volskaya defense.
or one round.
But yeah, God, he's got a lot of shield break.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is very true.
He, like, Torbjorn does a surprising amount of damage.
Really does, yeah. And
Really does, yeah.
causing some issues for, I think it was Dio and George playing Genji and Tracer for that particular map. Yeah, good at anti-flanking.
Yeah, I think we really struggled mainly because of that round because they hold us so long on there with the door.
Yeah. I think that there may have been one particular mechanical skill issue on our first attack that delayed it a little longer than it possibly would have been.
Yeah, no. But naming no names because that person could have gone on to redeem themselves.
They know what they've
But,
done.
yeah, as long as they stay on the Rhine.
Yes.
So,
I managed not to charge off the map. I only left.
Well, you jumped off the map though.
We're not
Did
talking
you?
about that.
you know, we were dancing around it and then Zulu just comes straight out with it. Right,
Cut out there.
so...
Yeah, Wanda, you're cutting out quite a lot. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry about that.
Setting-
But yes, no. So we are going to be ending it here because we're going to be casting another game very shortly. So if you are in this channel, if you'd like to move across to the AWP official channel.
I'm gonna fly off now.
Yeah, Zulu's got a game to prepare for. And thank you for joining us. Thank you for putting on a great game for us, Aki and Rusty. And thank you for joining me, Zulu. You've been great.
Thanks so much, guys.
Not a problem.
Yep.
I've been
See you.
Wonder Source. I was joined by Zulu tonight, as I've just said. And if you're interested in this sort of gameplay and you want to get involved with this sort of thing, then look into the AWP Discord. There are plenty of people in your ranked games that are part of it, and they are more than happy to help you get involved in it. So thank you very much for joining us, and that's the end of that.